Welcome to Dolly's Dome Event Decor Rentals. Please subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's get started. These are my pop-up gazebos, and they're staked in the ground in about 20 or 25 different spots. So today I'm just going to use the long strings to secure it, and I'm going to use all of them because it's really windy out there. But anyway, let's see how I go. Oh, by the way, happy Easter, everybody. I just got to take the snap off. It's normally easy to set up with one person, but because that wind was so fierce today, I had a hard time. I do have another person here with me, but she doesn't want to be on camera. And now I'm looking around like, okay, I can put this anywhere because I thought there were two doors, but that's in the 12 by 12 tent, and we're using a 10 by 10. So I'm going to turn it around so I can face the camera. And now I'm hoping that I can get it staked in without it flying away. And there we go. So I'm going to just get it as close as I can right here to the camera for a decent view, but it's going to be a lot of moving and shaking all throughout this video. I'm shaking my head because I was trying to get her attention, but anyway. So I'm showing you the stakes here. These are just some regular garden stakes, and I use my rubber mallet to pound them in. But guess what? Here comes the wind. Look at it. Look at the door. Oh, I'm trying to hold it. I'm telling it, stay there. It was very hard headed today. Oh, there it goes. Oh, goodness gracious. Uh oh, I tripped. This was a windy setup. Just a windy setup. And that's when I knew I had to at least anchor it down with all of those cords there that I'm showing you right now, that black one. I know I have to put all those down just to keep it stable. So I'm thinking, hurry up and get one in the ground before the wind comes, and then you don't have to chase it. So, but that didn't work. The wind caught it anyway. Look, there it goes. Boom. I'm like, oh, wow. I'm just going to drag it back over again. But anyway, we'll get it. So my sister came over and helped me stake it down. So you can see all the black cords there. So we're going to start with just an outdoor rug. I like to put those down inside my gazebo pop-up tents. So the customer won't be directly in contact with the grass and ants. This pretty much prevents that. I used to go around and spray it, but then there was always an odor there. So I stopped doing that, and I started to make sure that all of my pop-up tent gazebos have some type of outdoor rug underneath the whole setup. So that's what I'm doing here. Now I'm gonna head back to my wagon and grab a few more things. You know what? When you set up these picnics, you bring a certain amount of items with you that you that are must-haves, and then you bring some maybes, and then you bring some I don't know, because you never know exactly what you want to put in this. So these are my boho rugs, and I usually put those at the front door, and I'm tripping here. And that's the door there. You can roll it up and then place it somewhere, and I just decided to do that because it was just flying everywhere. So I'm going to do that first. So rugs all, I mean the doors all secure. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rugs down now. I like to place them in the front, sometimes in the 10 by 10s, but I'm looking around. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to place it. So I guess I'll place them both in the front. I have more boho rugs in the wagon, but I didn't want to do an overkill. But let me go back and see what else I got. So this is my roll up table. I really love this table. It's very sturdy. It's rather small though, and if I get more people for this 10 by 10, I can actually fit two of these in here, and then make it more of a square than a rectangle. But I usually work it out. So let's get this set up. I was thinking, oops, I forgot to latch it to make sure it doesn't fall down. I thought there were two, but I think there's only one, but it should be good. Of course, what I'm doing here is I'm changing the initial setup I was thinking about. And now I'm thinking, let me go see what else I got. So I forgot to put the red rug down. This is going to be like a boho with a hint of red. So, of course, now I have to move the table. See, these rugs have been folded up since last summer, so they're a little stiff because they were just cleaned prior to me storing them, and they're just a little stiff. So, but they're really clean though. All my rugs are steam cleaned after every event before they go back in storage. And the tents are cleaned with a steamer, a fogger after every event before they're stored up. And in that fogger, the solution is a peroxide and then just water, and that cleans them really well. So now I'm thinking I gotta lift the table up. Yep, because you forgot to put the rug down with the bowl rug. So now I'm gonna bring in some of these cylinders. I only got one for this event, and I'm not quite sure where I'm gonna place it. So for now, let's just put it on the table and bring some more stuff in. This video is somewhat in real time, so that's why there's some lagging here, just to show you how long it takes to set up. I did shorten some of the sections, so that's why some are short, and you come back and then some things are there because it was really long. But anyway, so now let's go ahead and bring in some of the baskets. And this couple are bringing a bottle of wine, so I brought in my wine stand. That was a great find. So now I'm just bringing in the rest of the pillows. I like to put the big ones down first and then kind of surround the medium and smaller pillows in the setup. See here, this is where I told you I compress all the pillows in a bag. I think in this bag is 6 pillows, so it really saves on space in my storage. So I'm gonna go ahead and open these up and see what pillows I got in here. Also, after each event, the pillows that don't have cases, they're also steamed, cleaned before they're put back in their vacuum seal bags. What I forgot to tell you was if this is a night picnic, I do have lights for my tents. So I got all the pillows I wanted surrounded, and now I'm going to start bringing in the seats and the table decor. I love these. They're nice and wide and sturdy. They have that metal core, which provides stability to the person that's sitting on them. Except once I put these down, I realized that one of them were damaged. And I'm trying to figure out how I can fix it, which you'll see here in a minute. And I'm talking to my sister, asking her if she bought another one. And she was telling me no. But like I said, you have to have an emergency kit. And I do have one. So let's see what I come up with. Of course, now I just walked over to the van and I'm looking for my poofs because I always have my emergency poofs in the van. It was just a little ways down the street. And there they are. I normally use memory foam seats, but for smaller events, 2 or 3 people, I use these type of seats. The poofs, or either the ones that I took back, those just happen to be really, really expensive. But I just like the way they look, so I do have a few in stock. So now we're gonna go ahead and pull out the things for the table, and let's continue. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where to put the second blanket, so that my customer can see it. And I think I'm just gonna put it with the red one over on this side. So I'm actually bringing out a sequence table runner, but I'm going to turn it over. It's like two-sided, so I prefer the other side for this setup. And then I'm just going to straighten that out and continue with the table setup. Now, when it's just two people in this 10 by 10, I do put a lot of pillows just to occupy some of the space and make it look full. But the more people in the tent, this tent will seat comfortably six people. Five, really, but six we can get in and make them comfortable. And then I would eliminate some of the pillows and put bigger pillows in and not so many small. So I'm just looking at my table decor here, and I am going to change this at least two or three times. The last change I didn't videotape, but you'll see the end result. Now you see these brown, chocolate brown flowers here? This was such a horrible buy. I bought a whole tub full of these, and they are just so cheaply made that I just thought maybe that I could make them work. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. And let's just watch and see what happens. First change, I thought maybe, okay, I'll just make this into one item, but I'm looking at it. I'm standing back. I'm going to stand back. A couple of times when I walk outside the tent, I'm actually looking at the setup to see if I like it. So I'm constantly looking over at it, and you know what's going to happen. So I'm just taking the gold silverware out of its packaging, and I do at the end of this setup go back and put in fresh silverware that is not falling on the floor or the ground. So here I'm just moving things around. That's going to happen a few more times just to make sure that it looks really nice for my customer. And I only use faux flowers. Even when I do my centerpieces for weddings, they're all faux flowers. They're some of them real touch, and but they look really nice. They're not cheap flowers like those brown ones. Actually, those weren't that cheap, but they just are really bad quality. Really bad quality. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with those. What I'll probably do with the rest of those is spray paint them a real weird color and then have them for accents. Or I may do another flower wall in my house. You never know. Like I mentioned earlier, before I leave this setup, all of the cutlery and the plates will be wiped clean from all my fingerprints because I did not wear gloves on this one. Normally, I don't wear gloves unless someone asks me to set up their food, but I do make sure that I have sanitizing wash that's for edible areas on the plates and the cutlery so I can just make sure they're sanitized before the customer gets there. You see how that wind is blowing up there? You can see, but the tent is not moving. Those black ropes that you see there are great. Well, here's another change right here. I am going to put these candles somewhere. All my candles are LED with remote control. And then what I didn't show was that there's also a Bluetooth speaker in one of the baskets. And so the customer can just log on to that and play music as well. Oops, I dropped that. But anyway, with the with the cloth napkins, I also provide paper napkins. Bye bye, ugly brown flowers. So this is the final setup. I think it looks amazing. Now remember, this is my 10 by 10, and I want to show you how the door rolls up, how it looks. You can make it look a little neater than that, and I should have, but I didn't. So it just unhooks here on both sides, and then the customer can just zip themselves in. There's a two-way zipper. That'll just keep out bugs because you got the mesh where you can breathe and get all the breezes on cool breeze. This is my wine stand here, and I'll probably put that flat or put it on another pedestal. That's just a little fruit tray over there. And you see on the table where I added a wooden cord to the candles, got rid of those brown flowers. And then we got some red roses with some baby breaths over here. And these are the two throws, one white, one red. And then you see the sign on that pillow, Love Lives Here. And then cherish the moments on those little trinket box on the table. And then we got our glass, wine glasses, and our two poofs. That's what they're going to sit on. So we're in the park in Lansing, and I just think this setup came out beautifully. So enjoy, and thank you for watching.